Today, I'm going to show you how to use a scuba belt to really find where your center is. What does it feel like to really be weighted in your hips to improve anything you do? I'm Lisa Ann McCall, physical therapist and posture princess. Today, I'm going to show you in a video what to do with a scuba belt. I've done this before in one of my videos, but today I'm going to emphasize something else. Well, not something else, just expand on what I've emphasized before. Let me show you how to put a scuba belt on. First of all, this scuba belt has a couple of weights on it. Don't really know, I can't remember how much weight it is. It's going to bend over, and I'm going to stick this little thing in, and I'm going to, right now, put that guy in there, and I'm going to put it right on my hips, okay? It's not in my waist, right on my hips. So, in the Wild West, that's where they wore their belts. Actually, I helped a police officer to get out of back pain by showing him how to put his belt in a different place, a little lower. So this is my hip bone, and that's where the weight is. And matter of fact, you may find that if you adjust your belts and you let your weight, put your belt lower on your hips, you'll find it's much more comfortable for the spine. Anyway, so what I'm doing with this is I am now getting a understanding or a feel of what it is to feel weighted in my hips. And it's an expression I will often use, but it's kind of abstract until you can feel it. So let's say, well, you could get this and do this, and you could just use it to just walk around your house. So you learn how to walk more with your weight in your butt, in your hips. Why this is important in today's posture is most people are sucking in, pulling up like this. So, you know, you'll sit around and see them talking and their center of gravity is up high. Even if they try to change it, it's still not relaxed and weighted. Okay, so this is something that you can develop this feel. Say you're a golfer, and you know if you're a golfer, or if you don't know, golfers need to be really moving from their hips. So in other words, they go back and they come through, and it's in the hip in which they are keeping their weight. It's not crawling up into their shoulders, all right? Let's see, who else is it? Tennis. So if I'm playing tennis and I wore this, put something like this on my hips, and I was practicing just the movement, I'd get a new feel for being weighted in the hips. Coming through. I mean, the deal is all human movement is based this way. So I'm picking sports because it's relatable to so many people, and we can see it even if we don't do that sport. And you can watch somebody who's really good in tennis and really not good, and that's a good way to see the person who's more centered and weighted and the person that's not. So anyway, the beauty of this is more of developing a sense of feel, a sense of groundedness. And like you could sit, I'm going to sit over here, but you could sit in your chair at your office, and you could put this belt on, and you could feel, wow, I'm not like this, I'm here. So because if you really want to change the way you move, you have to have a feel. You have to discover more awareness. You have to create more awareness, and in that awareness, you have room to shift. If you think you're going to change your golf swing or your tennis serve or your backhand or the way you walk or the way you run, this is great for runners. If you think you're going to change it without finding this center and new sense of feel, you won't stick with it, and you won't care about it, and it won't last, because the body's the one, the body must feel, the head has to get out of the way. So that's really what this belt's about. I love this. I wear it around the house sometimes, like today, so that I can just get that feel again, or more. So you can always get more feel. Basketball, oh, they have that. Basketball players have this. They really have this. And how did they get it? Well, they started very young, and they kept it because you were born with this. And then when you're very young and you have it and you keep playing a sport a lot, you keep it and you expand on it. So this whole fitness industry today is really big on sucking in, pulling up, and tightening this thing called their core, and it's really damaging to the spine, and it's not benefiting people in the way they think it's not benefiting people in the way they think it is. Actually, it's counterintuitive and it's counterproductive, because really the human body, this is the way it was born, weighted in your hips. So I'm just bringing you back home, baby. Bringing you back home.